Okay, this is like the never-ending roll of spiritual duct tape. Did it snap? Look at the sunshine, it's glorious. Parking in the dark again. My keys, I dropped them in the dunes.
Oh, Cinder, I'm so sorry you're not feeling good. We're the Farnsworths. We're a travel nurse family of 5 traveling the country in our 37-foot travel trailer, going on 4 years now. We spent the summer in Alaska and have been slowly making our way to the southwest for the winter. Today we're exploring parts of Colorado and praying our RV doesn't shake apart on the final stretch to Phoenix.
All right, headed to the dunes parking lot where we're gonna have lunch and play in the sand dunes. Work on our junior ranger books. We were approached by a young couple who bought a sled because there were no sleds to be rented here. I don't know if that's a COVID thing or what, but they bought a sled and they are flying out today, so they couldn't take it with them, and they were like, here, if you guys want it, it's all yours. So we have a sand sled now, sandboard, which is pretty awesome, and we also have our 3 saucer sleds that have been all over the country with us, so we'll see what kind of fun sledding craziness we can get ourselves into. Can you believe this is Colorado?
It's really neat.
Getting our steps in today.
This is a workout too. Walking
Walking on sand is a workout for sure. I'm not out of breath. You're out of breath. I'm not out of breath. I got this. There are dogs here and they are allowed to be on the dunes. You have to keep them on the leash, of course, but the thing is that Cinder hurt her leg somehow. We decided to leave her in the trailer even though she loves sand, you guys. She loves sand. That's why we had to leave her in the trailer, because she would go crazy and really hurt herself, and she's already injured. It's really deceiving here because the parking lot looks like you're right at the base of the dunes, and you are, but it's a decent walk just to get to the actual dune, and it's in deep sand, so I move very slowly. The boys are content. I think they would climb the highest dune if we let them. I'm not interested in going all the way to the top though. This is beautiful right here, isn't it, Chloe?
It is.
I don't really have a big desire to hike up to the top.
But of course, it wasn't far enough for the kids, and they soon left John and I in the dust.
I have to say, I think these are taller than the ones at White Sands, but the sand is definitely more coarse. Hero Dad pulling everyone's stuff. Woo! I'm perfectly fine sunbathing. It feels so nice. It's so nice and warm. This must be what Cinder feels like when she goes out and sunbathes in front of the trailer.
Farnsworths come out of the desert alive. I mean, mostly. Not so sure about this one.
We just had some RV angels, road angels, whatever you want to call them. My keys, I dropped them in the dunes. And then we were walking back and I was almost all the way back here and I heard my Jeep, you know, the alarm going off like beep, beep, beep. And I knew it was my Jeep. I've heard that sound before. And I thought, where's my keys? And I looked all over. I couldn't find them anywhere. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? And these nice people over here had found them in the sand. And they picked them up to bring them back to the parking lot because they figured someone was going to have a really bad day. So thankful for these people. Oh my gosh. I just kept thinking, if I really lost my keys, I have a tile on them. But it would have been really wild trying to look for them in the sand, even with the tile beacon.
Mom, that's why you need
thankful.
a shovel.
Oh, Cinder, I'm so sorry you're not feeling good.
Looks like Chloe's taking care of you though. Cinder's really not moving well. Everyone's kind of worried about her.
Cinder was going on several days of limping, clearly in pain. We did take her to the vet when we arrived in Phoenix and found out that she had sprained an ankle and basically had been re-injuring it over and over again. It's still not fully healed, but it is getting better now.
Parking in the dark again. Trying to get level. We're really on level right now.
Okay, waking up to a beautiful morning out here in Colorado. We are just on the outskirts of Durango at the Petrified BLM land. Now this is a nice boondocking spot. It's big rig compatible. A lot of it looks like this. There's sloped uphill and some decent ruts to get into. Now, if you're careful with driving, you can easily do this. And this road here goes down to some other great spots where there's some other campers. It's a good one-nighter, I think. Maybe a few more if you were able to get down to farther spots. This area is home to methane gas farming, which surprisingly you don't smell anything bad. Thankfully, I'm really happy about that because we didn't find that out until we were here last night already.
The years have come and gone, but we're right where we feel we belong, and anyone else would have turned back by now. But we set out to walk 1,000 good miles from our hometown, leaving everyone behind as their slow fires died down. Once we left, we found it harder and harder to slow down. Yeah, we set out to walk 1,000 good miles from our hometown, leaving everyone behind.
We made it to Kendall Campground. There's nobody here right now. So a Thursday in November, that's the time to come. Some treats and water, holding down the fort. You're a good guard dog.
All right,
Let's roll.
let's roll.
Yeah, she's gonna hold down the fort for us. She's also not feeling hot still, so we don't want to injure her. So she's gonna watch out for our camp while we go on the $1 Million Highway and find a Jeep trail. Get a badge, our first Jeep badge. Hopefully.
We're not sure. There's more snow than
Hopefully.
All right, let's go break this Jeep.
All right. No, we're not gonna break the Jeep.
Break it in.
Break it in. Break
Break
it
it
in. Not
in.
break it. Break it in.
Break it in. Jeep has a thing called the Badge of Honor program. And this is Oofer Pass that we're on here. Okay, so we made it like maybe 50 yards down the trail and it just turns to snow. If we were with someone else or had a winch, I would still probably give this a shot. But we are bone stock radial highway tires.
For a little while longer, but not too much longer.
For only so
Darn,
yeah.
we're so close to getting our first badge.
We are so close to getting it. I think it would still give it to us, but I'm not going to accept it because we didn't do the trail.
So I guess we'll have to wait for our first badge till we get to Arizona. Okay, so how are you feeling? Would you do this with a trailer?
I would totally do this with a rig. There's a semi in front of us that has 2 trailers on it. What a gorgeous drive.
Yeah.
I mean, just an absolutely stunning drive.
I'm bummed that we couldn't go on the trails, but this highway has been on my bucket list since we lived in Colorado. Oh my gosh, that right there. Oh. Look, I read that there was a decent shoulder on the whole road, but back there, like the white line, it disappears into cliff.
Most places in Ouray were closed for the season or due to short staff, so we didn't spend much time there and opted instead to head back to camp and see what we could find there. But first, Box Canyon Falls, the famous ice climbing destination.
This is incredible. Here they have a sprinkler system that sprays water in the wintertime to create waterfalls of water for ice climbing. And it's like world class. People from all over the world come here and climb this ice. But these pipes here are actually not insulated, if you can believe that. I don't know how they manage, but they do. The canyon is a mile long, and it started out as just a couple of guys and a hose. And it has grown to this mile-long, world-class ice climbing destination. So as we ate lunch, we watched a PBS video about this ice park and how it works, and it was really fascinating. It's interesting to see it without any ice on it right now and to try to imagine it totally full of ice. Okay, although the views are fantastic, and this is an epic boondocking site, I sort of understand now why there's no one else here. Because essentially, when the winter season hits, the town of Silverton and Ouray all but shut down. None of the coffee shops or ice cream shops are open. We went into the grocery store and we got ourselves some ice cream and ice cream cones. And we came back early for our campsite so we can just relax for the rest of the day, have some ice cream, and just enjoy the views before setting off to Mesa Verde tomorrow.
It turned out there were several Jeep trails near our campsite, so we got a little off-roading in after all.
Kids are super fascinated because yesterday when we got here there was ice on the river and then it melted throughout the day, and so they didn't have any ice to play with. And last night it got real cold and the ice is back, so they're out there playing on the ice. Yeah, it got so cold last night that we had to run the generator all night long, which is not something that we like doing, but thankfully we had enough propane. If you cannot make it to Canada, Colorado rivals any road that we took in Canada.
We did stop at Mesa Verde, but it turns out they closed the dwelling in the winter months, and we were not able to get up close. And if I'm being honest, it was kind of awful, so we didn't film much over the hollering and bickering. Better luck next time. It really set the stage for the news that we would discover in the morning, though.
Okay, this is like the never-ending roll of spiritual duct tape. We now have a frayed cable. We're just trying to get down to Arizona, you guys. Did it snap? John's trying to fix it. There's a big old ball of knotted cable. He's replaced 3 of our cables in the last few months. And we should have ordered some while we were stopped in Kansas or stopped in Colorado and just had them on hand, but we didn't. And so here we are, one day away from Phoenix, Arizona. It is this one over here. And the problem is that this is our main slide and this is our bedroom back here. And without the slide open, we cannot access the bedroom or bathroom back there. And there's nowhere else really for John and I to sleep. When the slide is in, I guess we could sleep on the floor in the kids' room. That might be what we have to do. The next time we open this slide, it's likely going to break, and there's no parts around here. So we need to get down to Phoenix so that we can get the parts. And luckily John knows how to fix it. It's in. I don't know if we're getting it back out. So we're really hoping that everything stays together and we don't just shake apart on our final stretch to Phoenix.
Trouble, 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 trouble.
Well, we made it to the Petrified Forest. Now, we have actually already visited this park. We stamped our book, our old book, and we now have a new book, so we really just wanted to get the stamp. Are you ready, Park Ranger? It's actually a park that's friendly for dogs. Hey, park rangers, this way to the biscuits. And we're patiently waiting for the dog biscuit.
Oh, good dog. I'm not sitting in the sun.
Easy.
Or can it-
Petrified Forest is one of the most dog-friendly places. The dogs are allowed to go on any of the trails here throughout the park, which is not the case in a lot of national parks. Plus, you can get them biscuits and a cute little bark ranger certificate, so definitely bring your dogs here. We've already visited this park and we have driven through all the sites. There's a lot of driving to do here, but we've done it before and we're anxious to get to Phoenix because of our broken slide. So we're going to push through, so it was just a really quick visitor center visit.
We made it to Phoenix! It was in the dark, but luckily we know quite a few boondocking areas, so we found a place and prayed we could open the slide. Well, that's a wrap on our Between the Contract series. Join us next week for contract number 12. Thanks for watching. We'll see you out there.
This is a game we all play every time we come to the Southwest. Who can spot the first saguaro?
I